Ms. Wood, would you please begin?
Good morning. My name is Rebecca Wood. This is my daughter, Charlie. She loves the color pink, princesses, bubbles, the outdoors, the band Dispatch, and Speaker Pelosi. Charlie is the reason I joined the healthcare fight in January of 2017. Prior to that, I had never been to Capitol Hill, nor had an interest in politics. But after all we'd been through, I was not going to let bad policy steal her chance at a typical and independent adulthood. Charlie's story begins in May of 2012. Due to severe preeclampsia, she was delivered via emergency C-section 10 hours into her 26th week of gestation. She weighed 1 pound, 12 ounces, and was the size of my hand. My NICU bedside vigil began because I did not want her to die alone. It's the bravest I've ever been. When Charlie was 3 months old, she was well enough to come home. Issues from her premature birth appeared one after another. Each one required treatments and therapies. Her birth is a pre-existing condition, and she would have exceeded a lifetime cap before she came home for the first time. Even with private insurance, through my husband's employer, she relied on a Medicaid waiver for much of her care. There were specialists, medications, injections, physical therapists, occupational therapists, speech therapists, specialty formula thickeners, orthotics, eyeglasses, therapeutic equipment, attendant care, and later a feeding tube. Charlie was in diapers years longer than most kids and needed adaptive cups, silverware, and plates. The costs added up quickly. Copays, deductibles, automatic denials, and exclusions drained our savings and financially devastated us over time. In addition, I had to and have to make impossible choices. Do I pay for her therapy or my overpriced asthma medication? Choices like these really aren't impossible. I choose to pay for hers and go without mine. One day, I needed an expensive dental procedure. Unfortunately, it was at the same time a therapy payment was due. Charlie's speech was emerging. I was afraid we'd miss a window of opportunity in her development if we cut her therapy. I chose to make her therapy payment and put off my dental procedure. The decision cost me dearly. Due to the delay, an infection spread throughout my mouth and jaw. I went to the emergency department because the swelling in my mouth obstructed my airway. After a course of IV antibiotics, I was discharged. The next day, I had all of my teeth pulled, the infection drained, and parts of my jaw scraped away in a 6-hour procedure under local anesthesia. I could not afford to have it done under general anesthesia. I sobbed the entire ride home afterwards. I don't know what the worst part is. The excruciating pain I live with every day, how I worry whether I'm drooling when I smile, how eating is awkward and challenging, or how I love jazz and I will never play the trumpet again. Currently, I can only afford to seek medical care when I happen to be volunteering at a free clinic or when I'm afraid an ailment will kill me. Forget preventative care, I'm simply trying not to die. While I juggle needs and problem solve, Charlie did and does her part too. She survived a brutal beginning in which every breath was strenuous and touch was agony. She willed uncooperative muscles to move, pushed her sensory threshold to the limit, gagged down food and feeding therapies, endured countless therapy sessions, and visited a multitude of doctors. Charlie never quit. At the age of 1, she was able to sit independently. At 20 months, with the assistance of orthotics, she took her first steps. Last September, she learned to eat and her feeding tube was removed. Currently, she is hard at work on speech and motor issues, and Charlie celebrated her 7th birthday last month. Today, when people see Charlie, they call her a miracle. They say she is amazing, or they tell me we are blessed. But there is nothing special about Charlie. She is merely an example of what is possible when kids get the health care they need. I'm lucky she survived. I'm fortunate she thrived. However, it shouldn't have cost me nearly everything. My story is one of profound policy failure. Every other nation in the world recognizes healthcare as a human right. It's time the United States of America does as well. Her name is Charlie. I joined the ACA and Medicaid fights for her, but I joined the Medicare for All fight for me. I have to believe all of this happened for a reason. Thank you.